Yeah. From a prince to a king. I'm Jeffrey Jaffa stacking whoopee on top of that macaroni. I'm only stacking for later, just to pat myself on the back like I'm doing a Macarena. Where you from?
Africa.
Where you from?
Africa.
Where you from?
Africa.
Where you from? Let's go. I pull up the coolest, bumping African music with my African swag. Look how us Africans do it. Y'all sound like fufu. Give me soup and I prove it. Pick components to pieces, pick them apart with the music. Put my hood on my back, put Africans on the map. And I love my country, so I got green, white, and blue in my flag. I wear dashikis, my swag is crisp jeans and Jordans. You can hate if you want to, but you can never ignore them. Yeah. Musa. Men are born, kings are made. To me, the project, it means a lot to me, man. You know, so much more than I can just even express, you know, that I haven't even already expressed on the project. But as far as the first song is concerned, it's called The African. The first song on the project is called The African. And it's a very important song to me, mainly because, just to give you some history, like, for me, when I was younger, I was kind of ashamed to be called an African, labeled an African, or even for people to think that I was from Africa. So, this particular record just was one of those things where it was like, I'm African. I'm proud. It was almost like therapy, like for myself, and just being honest with myself and being honest to, you know, the world. A lot of us get the stereotype of Africans as like, you know, we have bones in our noses, we frolic with like zebras and, you know, lions, you know, crazy type of stuff, man. People think all of it, which is not necessarily true, because, you know, Africa is a continent and not a country, you know what I'm saying? So the ignorance of Africa just plagued, in my opinion, who Africans, the African identity, you know what I mean? So it made it very important for me to be honest with myself, because for a long time I was tell people I was from elsewhere. I wouldn't even tell people that I was African, you know. So this is the first time in my life that I'm being like, hey, look, I'm proud to be African. And I think that's what that song meant to me. I think a lot of people, when they listen to the record, they're gonna take it like, you know, the same way, like, where you from? I'm from Africa. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what I kind of wanted. That's exactly what I anticipated. That's exactly what I expected people who are listening to the record to feel like, you know, that aren't even from Africa. You could be from wherever you're from, and to know, to be proud of where you're from, I think is a very, very needed personal character trait. You know, it's very needed. So with this particular record, man, I think people are gonna love it. I think it's very exciting for me, and the project alone is exciting for me because it embodies so much of Africa. Like the great Fela Anikulapo Kuti, it was one of my inspirations behind the project. Also, my grandfather, you know, Mansa Musa, who was the king of Mali, was another huge inspiration in my project. Men are born, kings are made. And, you know, we're gonna keep the trilogy going. I came up with the idea that I wanted to come out with 4 records initially towards the end of the year, or towards the summer, I'm sorry. I was gonna come out with 4 more records the end of the summer, and then the end of the year I was gonna come out with 4 more records, packaging it all together, you know. It's gonna be a great ride, man. This one is very, very spiritual, very you know, I call it move music. It's very inspiring. So I hope everybody's inspired. I hope the globe is inspired, and we're taking it back to the roots. Kind of, sort of like how, you know, Queen Latifah, Public Enemy, African Bambaataa, all these people back in the day, was cool to wear African medallions and, you know, African hats. You know, those leather hats and them African 8-ball jackets. You know what I'm saying? It's time to update that. So now us Africans, we back in full effect. You know, people gonna realize who we are. And, you know, it's gonna start. It's gonna start now.